Cowboys Hour.
Supported by Albertsons.
And brought to you by
Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. Lucchese, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team. And by Omni. Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's Victory Monday!
now your hosts, Haley Sutton and Brad Sham.
Welcome, everybody. We're claiming it's Victory Monday, even though it's Victory Tuesday. It's Victory Monday, playoff edition. Thank you very much for being with us. We're still going because the Cowboys are still going on into the divisional round of the playoffs. And the Victory Monday fan club is here. Thank you always for being here. Thanks to all of you who have come out to join us at Cane Rosso this evening in the Star District in Frisco. We will be having a show next week on Monday back across that little bitty street right there at CityWorks. But tonight, we're back here at Cane Rosso. We welcome all of you who have come out. Thank you for talking yourselves one more day into it being a different day of the week than your calendar says. And thank you wherever you're joining us on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network. And say a big hello to Cowboys tackle Terence Steele. How great to see you.
Thank y'all for having me on.
You bet. We miss seeing you in uniform almost as much as you miss being in uniform.
Yes,
but we'll get to that. But we're delighted that your rehab's going great and that you can be with us tonight. As you can well imagine, the players who were on the airplane that landed about 2:45 this morning, they need a little rest because they have worked. They've been working. They've been at it today, and they'll be on the field tomorrow. We're just delighted Terrence could be here, and hello to those of you streaming whenever and wherever on DallasCowboys.com. Those are the little boxes there, T. Those little boxes. Those are people streaming us. What's up, everybody?
I liked your little, disco point.
Sure, they're all right there. They're all right there. So we were visiting, Haley and I, with Terrence when he got here and sat down. And you just forget. Terence Steele has very quickly, in less than 3 years, become the kind of player, and certainly has been this year, that is just, and especially at his position, so good that you almost forget he's there until he's not there. And then you say, what are we going to do without Terence Steele? So I think my first question is, are you surprised that you have gotten to this point fairly quickly?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm honestly not too surprised, just based off, the hard work I put in just in the offseason and really every day. I try to make the most of it every day, and just the success has come this far. It's been a blessing, but I'm not surprised by it. So.
All right, let's talk about how you're doing. How you doing?
Doing awesome. Just in rehab mode, trying to get my knee right. That's been going really good. Think I'm a little ahead of schedule, but it's been going really good.
I had to ask Terrence before we went live here. Tell me again what game it was, because the season's it's flown by, and yet so the Houston game. So it was like a month ago.
Yep, yes sir. Houston
and it
game.
feels like 6 months, doesn't it?
It's flown by. It's flown by.
And so how have you adjusted mentally to watching the team get through the stretch run and go on into the playoffs? And I'm sure you're sitting there watching on television saying, but that's supposed to be me out there.
Yeah, no, you hit it right on the money. It's definitely it'll take some adjustments to get used to just watching my team on TV while I'm sitting at home. But I'm obviously proud of them. I love my team to death. It's a privilege, just to watch them, do their thing every Sunday or whatever day it is they're playing. So, but it's been good on me mentally. At first, it was kind of hard, but you just gotta get over it. It is what it is, kind of mentality, and just move forward. So,
is it going to make you stronger, you think?
Oh yeah, 100%.
What's been the most challenging part of this whole process? I know you're only a month in, but
it's not being up there with my boys every day in the meetings and just lifting. It's just little small stuff like that that can kind of get mundane throughout the season that you kind of miss when you're not there anymore.
So this is how the season goes to me. It's the ups and downs. It's like roller coasters and lifetimes. And and it seems like something I read about, not something we saw, that the last time you played Tampa, you had 4 false starts.
Yep.
And my vivid memory of the locker room after that game is Zach Martin grabbing you and explaining to you how you know how good you are, and we know how good you are, and don't let this game get to you.
Yep.
Tell us about that whole process.
You hit it right on the money. Zach, he's always going to be there for me, give me words of encouragement. Yeah, he said we're going to need you moving forward. So, just kind of wipe this off the slate and learn from your mistakes, and you know what kind of player you are and how much this team needs you. So, yeah, that first game, it is what it was, and I changed it after that. So.
And am I correct that you did not have another false start the rest of the year? Maybe there was one.
One sprinkled in there somewhere, yeah. But other than that, yeah, I think that was the only one.
How do you do that?
It's a mental focus. Just before every play, kind of reminding yourself what the snap count is, and keep reminding yourself, every play, and it really comes down to mental focus.
So before the year, Zach reminded me of this. I don't know if it was the day you got hurt or a week before, because you'd been playing so well. And Zach reminded me that he told me in training camp, Terence Steele is the guy who makes our running game go.
Yep.
He's the guy who is our conscience. He's the guy who is not him, who's a 6-time All-Pro, not Tyron Smith, who in training camp had not yet got it. Terence Steele is the guy who's our conscience, our enforcer, and here, anybody who has heard you, the people who can see you now, you're so nice.
Yeah.
You're just so pleasant. And so how is it that you're the enforcer?
Yeah, it's just a mental switch you turn on when you hit the field. It's straight business between those lines as soon as you touch that field. That's just kind of my mentality. I kind of want to be the enforcer. I want to have my teammates back. I want to get out there and set the tone, early on. And I feel like the team kind of pick up on it and feed off the energy. So that's just the kind of player I want to be.
Did you think you were that guy at Texas Tech?
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, I love that.
So why do you think you weren't drafted?
Multiple reasons.
Some of which you really don't want to talk about right now.
Everything worked out. Everything worked out the way it's supposed to be. I'm blessed to even be here sitting with y'all. Working for the Cowboys, it's just a dream come true. So I'm super blessed.
Were you disappointed in 2020 when the draft came and went and you weren't picked?
Yeah, who wouldn't be expecting to be drafted and you're not? But it definitely motivated me and sparked the fire in me to prove everyone wrong and be the best version of me I can be. And I feel like it's kind of been transpiring over these past couple years. So.
As a former college walk-on, I can respect that, respect the hustle, right?
I appreciate it.
I want to go back to Zach Martin.
She played soccer, not football, just in case anyone
Technically, it's football.
It is.
Technically.
It is.
But I want to go back to Zach Martin. We had him on the show a couple weeks ago, and he was giving you just glowing reviews, talking about how much he enjoyed the mentorship aspect, the relationship you guys have built. Just kind of talk about how instrumental Zach has been for you throughout this process, what his mentorship, his brotherhood has meant to you.
Yeah. Zach, like I said earlier, he's always in my ear, giving me positive comments, just asking how I'm doing every day. Even since I've been hurt, I see him almost every day. He's coming up to me, asking me how I'm doing, stuff like that. And something I just do on my own is I kind of just watch him. I just kind of watch how he goes about his day. What is he eating? How's he taking care of his body before practice? What you doing after? How's he taking notes during film? Just small stuff like that. I'm trying to just soak everything up as I can with him, Tyron, Jason Peters, everyone in that room. So.
How's it special to learn from those three guys who are probably future Hall of Famers?
Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely a blessing to be in that room, man. It's a lot of knowledge you can soak up from them.
And so, when you have grandchildren, and you take them to the Hall of Fame someday, and you go by Tyron's bust that will be there, and you can say to them, I got hurt this one time, and it took that Hall of Famer to replace me. They couldn't find anybody else. They had to move him from the other side to replace me. I mean, do you think about that?
Sometimes, yeah. No, it's a big shout out to Tyron for even making that move. That should be noticed too. Played probably 98% of his career at left, and then for him just to make the move to right, is awesome. So, yeah, it's definitely pretty cool.
I'm only somewhat kidding, because he did play right tackle his rookie year, and then he's been a left tackle ever since. So in the last month, have you said to him, hey, Tyron, let me just tell you a little something about how you might want to use your footwork here on this
There
particular
honestly
play?
hasn't been much. It's crazy. He's like a mirrored image from left to right. It's insane to watch. So I'm actually taking notes on how he's doing some stuff so I can add it to my game. So it's been cool to watch him play my position and kind of see how he's working things and pass pro and run blocking. So it's been pretty cool.
Would you give him pointers if he needed it?
Yeah, he asked me a little bit about some personnel before Tampa, so I gave him some insight on that. But other than that, yeah, if he needed anything, I'd for sure, give him whatever tips I can.
And before no kidding. And before we take the first break, you mentioned Haley mentioned Jason Peters, who, when you went to training camp, you had no idea Jason Peters was going to be your teammate.
Yep.
I think if he never played it down, what he did for Tyler Smith was worth whatever 100%. It was that they paid him.
Yeah.
But how has he? I've heard Tyler Biotish talk about how Peters has helped everybody, all of you younger players in the room. How has he done that?
Yeah, Jason Peters is awesome. A great, kind of deacon of light in our room, just to, go up to, and whether it's football, life, whatever, you can go up to him, talk about anything, and he's happy to help. Whatever he sees, during practice, during film, he's not going to be afraid to, tell you what he sees and what, some correction could be. It's an honor to have Jason Peters in that room. It's been pretty cool.
What a masterclass for you young guys, like Haley said, to have 3 Hall of Fame players in that room. Okay, we're going to take our first break, and we're going to talk to Terence Steele about how he got from Cibolo, right?
Yes, sir.
How he got from Cibolo to the most indispensable part of the Cowboys' offensive line, and the road ahead, and lots to talk about, the playoffs and everything else. Terence Steele is our guest. We'll be back at Cane Rosso at the Star District in Frisco on tonight's Cowboys Hour.
to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Welcome back out to Cane Rosso here for the Cowboys Hour on Victory Monday.
Victory Monday!
I got no class.
Victory Monday!
You guys were sleeping. What was that? You guys are going to have to practice when we come back from our next break. Cowboys Hour is presented by Albertsons. When it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Albertsons and Tom Thumb. Get 10% off of your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. My goal is to have these memorized by next week.
Okay. It's good to have goals. It's good to have goals. Okay, so we're delighted to be here with Terence Steele, Cowboys offensive tackle, this evening, and I love to retrace the steps. I think especially with offensive linemen, you guys get, unless you're like Zach or Tyron, a first-round draft choice, you can kind of come in way under the radar, let alone as a free agent.
Yep.
And then people don't pay any attention until the next thing you know, you're 3 years in and you're starting, and they all say that you're the guy who's the glue of the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
So I remember, well, first, 2020 is your rookie year. What a horrible rookie year.
Yep.
COVID, no camp, no normal bonding of forming a team that you've been used to since you were in high school.
Yeah.
Just how did you do that? What was that like?
Yeah, it was strange. COVID testing every day, wearing masks, no training camp. Yeah, it was all really just a strange experience. I didn't really get my first normal, quote-unquote, normal year until 2021. So, yeah, I don't know. It was. I tried to make the best of it. Not really knowing exactly how everything went, but I mean, it went good, I think.
There's always a little bit of, well, I say always. My experience is there's usually, when a college free agent becomes a really good NFL player, there's usually some interesting twists in the road that got him to where he is. We've talked to Peyton Hendershot. I know Haley's talked a lot to Peyton, and he's, that's one great example. So how did you get here? Where else might you have been?
Yeah, so I started off my high school career at outside. It's called Cibolo Steel. It's outside of San Antonio. Yes, we got the same last name. I get told that a million times. But
it's basically your high school.
Name the school for you while you were still there. Very
exactly.
good.
But yeah, did high school there, and then I went to Texas Tech. 2015, redshirted my first year, and then started all 4 years there.
Okay, hold on a minute. Is that who's the head coach who recruited you?
It was Kingsbury.
Kingsbury?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how many other places recruited you?
Probably 6 or 7, but yeah, just when I visited Tech, I kind of fell in love, just with the atmosphere, the coaching, and just the campus, the city, and it was not too close to home, but not far away. It's kind of in that sweet spot, so it checked all the boxes, and I wouldn't change anything. So.
Yeah, and I asked that because those decisions that we make early. That we just think like, yeah, that's what made sense. But a lot of times we look back on it and we say that was like an important development in my life. My life might have been different if a different decision had been made.
Yep.
So was anybody else serious in your view, or was it kind of always Tech?
Yeah, there are a couple teams that really wanted me. Just BYU, they were like the first school to offer me. Oklahoma State really wanted me. U of H really wanted me. UTSA, since I was a San Antonio kid, they really wanted me. Tech, obviously. Yeah, just those are a couple just off the top of my head that I remember. So
were you thinking about pro football then? And here's why I ask that. You go to play in Kingsbury's wide open offense.
Yep, air raid.
And that is not necessarily what you'd think of as the blueprint for an offensive lineman for the NFL.
Yep. Yeah, no, we were in air raid offense, spread, throwing the ball probably 95 times a game. So yeah, I got a lot of pass reps there.
But not much run blocking.
And the few run blocks we did, I try to make the most of. So yeah.
Yeah, this was going to say, how do you, when you're in a situation like that, I mean, you had to have known going into it that that's how it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you kind of discern and kind of put yourself in that mindset of saying, okay, like this is what's going to happen when I get to run block, I'm going to.
Yeah. Whatever they called, I was out there just blocking. I was just happy just to be there and just wanted to, just be the best person I could be for my team. So, run past whatever it is. I just wanted to make the most of it.
So were you thinking pro football at that point, or were you just happy to be going to college and playing ball?
To be honest, when I first got there, yeah, I was just happy to be there. And then, just as I was working out, just kind of learning more and more, I was like, I could really make something out of this. So that was really early on, probably like my redshirt year. So that kind of lit another fire under me, just to be the best version of me I can be, taking my nutrition, my education, learning the game of football, just all very seriously. So,
was there a coach or a mentor who led you in that direction, or did you just kind of look at it and say, "Wait, I could do this"?
Yeah, Kingsbury was really, really, important for my development. He was really cool. My O-line coaches, I had a couple of them that helped me realize my potential and brought the most out of me. So definitely those people.
Okay, so where'd you want to play in the NFL? Once you figured out, okay, I'm good enough, I'm going to go play in the NFL. Where'd you want to play? It's obviously not Dallas. Was not what you were thinking about. The look on your face, I'm going to guess either Houston or New Orleans.
Nah, I grew up a Tennessee Titans fan.
Okay.
Don't.
No, did you have like family who'd been Oilers fans, and that's why?
No, so I was born in New Mexico.
Okay.
They didn't really have a team there, so
Right.
the second state I lived in was Tennessee. So I decided to run with them. So I feel that's somewhat valid, but
Okay, so no, hey, it's completely valid.
Yeah.
So given 3 wishes,
Yeah.
you might have been a Titan. It's
nah,
okay
you
to
can't.
say it.
Yeah.
It's okay to say it because you're not. They're not like.
This is your safe place.
Yeah,
these are safe people
exactly
here.
right. You don't have to.
maybe in another life, but I love Dallas. So
Now.
yeah.
Now that you got here.
Yeah.
So, okay, so 20, you go through that,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember whatever there was of training camp, which was all right out here in private.
Yep.
And media could watch like from buildings or a
I
distance,
remember that. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I noticed early, because those are the practices that we get to watch, really, or training camp. So I noticed early you were playing a lot with the first team on both sides. So I started asking some questions, and then it became clear when the answers were vague and nobody really wanted to talk about you as the first preseason game got closer and then the regular season. I thought they've got plans for this guy. They don't want to talk about him. They don't want anybody to know about him.
Yep.
When did you know that was the case?
Probably when I was like the first week of camp. Kind of, just they were throwing me in rotation the one. So I was like, okay, just make the most out of it. Give my coaches all the confidence in the world that I can possibly give them. So, yeah.
Okay, so you did enough of that. You made it through. We all lived through 2020.
Yeah.
And now the restrictions going into 21 are kind of halfway between here and what was then, except that you won one of the awards from the conditioning coaches.
Yes, sir.
For being the hardest worker and achieving the most in the off season. What did you do, and what did that mean to you?
Yeah. So after the first season, it was good, but it wasn't to my standards. So there were some things I wanted to work on. Right after the season ended, I probably gave myself like 2 or 3 weeks just to just to relax, just let my body take a break. And then right after that, I was right at it, right back on the grind. I go to I have like an O-line coach kind of outside of the Cowboys. His name's Duke Manyweather. I've been with him.
Yeah, a lot of people are very familiar with him. Yeah,
been with him since I've got the Cowboys, and he's just been a huge help. Just developing my strength, just how my body moves and what works best for me. Just technique, just knowing the game, and just he's been a huge help. So.
Have you ever had a chip on your shoulder? Because I've kind of I don't get that vibe, but to me it just feels like because you have that confidence.
Yeah, I definitely always have a chip on my shoulder, especially, just being undrafted and, just all the odds were against me, and I kind of defeated most of them. So I'm always going to carry a chip on my shoulder for sure, yeah.
Love that.
So My memory is that even in 21, in camp, you worked both sides. At that point, they didn't want to overwork Tyron, and so you worked both sides. When do you think you settled into right tackle as being the place where you were going to really excel?
I'd say pretty early on in the camp of 21. Just all the reps, all the game reps I got from 2020, really helped me just in my growth and being a right tackle. So I was pretty early on. I was feeling very, very confident in playing right. So.
And what was the difference then for you coming into this year?
Really just more experience, more confidence, more knowledge. Really just confidence is what it comes down to. So, yeah, I've just been more confident, really.
Did that come just from the season you'd had previously or just getting those reps, I guess?
Yeah, the season previously, I thought it ended pretty well, just in me selfishly speaking.
Talk it.
Yeah, and
You earned it.
yeah, I don't know, just that and just working my butt off really gives me a lot of confidence too. Just putting a lot of work in the off season, so I can be the best player I can be.
All right, so we're going to take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to tap your memory on playing the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yep.
And it's going to happen again.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to see what wisdom we can glean from you about how the result's going to be different on Sunday in San Francisco. Cowboys tackle Terence Steele is our guest. We're at Cane Rosso, Frisco in the Star District. It's the Cowboys Hour. We'll be right back.
To the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Welcome back to Cane Rosso here for Cowboys Hour on Victory Monday.
There we go. See how well you coached them?
I did. I had to give them a little tough love at first. These kids over here, they're our biggest fans over here. We love that. The Cowboys Hour is brought to you by Lucchese, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Guys, we have tackle Terence Steele in the house today.
Yes, we do.
So, obviously got a big game coming up. A team you guys have seen before.
Yep.
A team that has maybe left a little bit of a sour taste
Most
in
definitely.
that locker room.
Most definitely.
Learning that was going to be the next round matchup. What goes through your head in a situation like that?
Yeah, I think we're ready. Like you said, there's a bad taste in our mouth. We kind of want to, get rid of it. And there's no better way to do it at their house. So I'm excited to watch them.
I want to go back just for a second to set a backdrop thing, because you mentioned missing being in meetings with guys.
Yeah.
So what a lot of fans don't realize is when a player suffers a major injury like you did, they think, well, he just goes and gets an operation and he comes to watch his practice and hangs out in the meeting. But it's not like that. You're hardly ever around your teammates, right?
Yeah, that was actually something I had to get adjusted to. That's probably one of the biggest things.
Surprised you?
Yeah, no team meetings, no position meetings, no offensive line meetings, none of that. So mainly my days is going in there pretty early, get my rehab in, do that for probably 4 hours, and then I go in the weight room, lift, and then after that I'm done.
So how do you maintain? You have to be more conscious then about maintaining the relationship with your teammates and your line mates, right?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Most definitely. First of all, my teammates are awesome. They're always coming in the weight room or the training room and just saying what's up to me every day, just kind of checking on me. So I get to see them every day through that. And we have O-line functions every week. So I make those.
Thursday night dinners?
Yep, Thursday night dinners. Yep, those are a tradition. Those are all really, really good to go to. Yeah, and I'll meet some of my O-line buddies. Just whenever I really want to be honest. So they're all really cool. That continuity is there. It's cool to be a part of too.
So I ask that so that people have that as a kind of a backdrop to understand that under different circumstances, you would have all been already talking about, both as a team and as position groups, the experience of the playoff game last year, and that was the wild card game. Yep. That was the game you just won, and you were playing at home, and they came in and they were good, and they're good again.
Yep.
But so now, how do you think that game informs preparation, not just technically, not just in scheme, but in motivation and emotion? How does that game inform preparation for Sunday?
You're talking about the game we just played?
No, the game last year with San Francisco. And then you can address the same question to the game from last night.
Yeah. The game from last year, I think we kind of hit it on, just really leaving that bad taste in our mouth. I don't think it was the way offense, defense, or special teams wanted to play. We can definitely be better in all three phases. So I guarantee they're watching that film right now, and they're going to be ready to rock and roll.
So is revenge, for lack of a better word, is that really a thing for motivation in professional football?
It can be. It just depends on the person. I think our motto this year is resilience. So just being resilient from last year onto this year. I think that's kind of where our team's focus is going to be.
Yeah, it feels like it's not so much revenge for you guys. It feels more like just another checkbox to get to the ultimate goal, which is the Super Bowl. Is that kind of how y'all feel? Yeah,
that, and just wanting to play our best ball each week. We're trying to play the best the Dallas Cowboys can play. So I think that's kind of what they're envisioning. So
all right. So how did last night's game, you think, motivate, fuel, feed into what's going to go on this week?
I think it gave us like a big chunk of confidence, to be honest. Offense, defense, they were rolling, they were flying around on that field. So, I think it's just going to springboard us forward into the playoffs. And, I think it's going to be fun to watch. So.
We were talking before just about, how well Dak Prescott played last night, but he played really well because of how well the offensive line played.
Yep.
Did you kind of feel that, especially with the shift when Jason Peters went out and there was more musical chairs?
Yeah, no, the line, whatever the rotation was, I feel like they stepped up, make Dak comfortable in the pocket and provided running lanes whenever it needed to be. So, the team runs through the offensive line, so however they're playing is however it's going to go. So, them boys really did their thing last night.
Are you a football fan?
Yeah.
Will you sit and watch a football game for entertainment?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay. So, because not everybody is who plays the game. It's a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
But so when you watched last night, are you watching like critically? Are you just locked in on the line play? Are you looking at the whole thing? How do you watch it?
I'm pretty locked in on line play. I just want to see, what the scheme is, what they're blocking, how they're blocking, all that stuff. So I'm locked in the O-line, and then where the ball's thrown or whoever has the ball, that's my next focus. So.
And have you watched San Francisco at all?
I have, yeah, just throughout the weeks, just whenever they're on, I'll glance at them. They're a solid team. I'll give it to them, yeah.
How do you think they compare to the team you played last year?
Defensive-wise, I think they're pretty similar. Offensive-wise, obviously different situation at quarterback. He's been playing pretty well. That's just the two differences I see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Oh, and Haley wormed out of you before we went on the air that I hadn't even put together. You played Brock Purdy in college.
I did, yeah. Iowa State. Yep. He always gave us a good run for our money. He's a good QB. I'll give him that.
What's he good at?
He's just smart. He's tough. You see him back there. He's just confident, wheeling and dealing. So he's been playing like that since I can remember. So yeah, it's been cool to see his growth.
Did he look like the water boy in college too?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he does.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised at all the success that he's had?
Honestly, no, not at all.
All right, before we take another break and start taking some questions from our audience, there's another area of life that I would like people to know about and have you talk about. You have, fill in many blanks for us, please. You have some kind of personal involvement with the Medal of Honor Museum that's going on. Tell people about that.
Yeah, so we designed cleats. I was able to go up there. Me and Tyler, we were speaking and in front of some kids. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it's just it's a privilege just to even be doing something like this for the Medal of Honor. Talking about people who make the ultimate sacrifice for us, so we can even play this game. So definitely blessed.
You have a personal family relationship with the military?
Yes, sir. My stepdad is in the military. Yep. So, yes, sir.
And he has paid some physical prices, I understand.
Most definitely, yeah. He got in a helicopter accident, lost his leg above the knee, his left leg. Had a bunch of back surgeries, broke his back in a bunch of different places, his pelvis, lost a finger. Yeah, so just to see him, kind of bounce back from that. That happened very early on. Not very early, but pretty early in my life, probably like 8 or 9. So watching him kind of bounce back from that really just kind of, showed me that anything's possible if you put your mind to it. So
when you see that at 8 or 9, that is very young, and it's old enough to make a lasting impression and start to form some opinion. So what did that leave you with?
Whenever I'm feeling down or just feel like something's not going my way, I kind of think of my dad and how he kind of overcame, the situation he did, and that it gives me strength just to pull through whatever is going on. So.
Has it kept you from, when you have something like happen to your knee, has it kept you from saying, poor me?
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, like he's been through so much worse stuff and just bounced back better than ever. So he's just a perfect example of doing stuff the right way and just having that great mindset, and you can overcome anything. So
he's resilient.
Exactly, resilient.
Were you surprised, or let me not put words in your mouth, when they presented that as the theme for the year? When did they do that? In the spring?
Yeah, it was pretty early on. Zach told me, he was the one. He was like, hey, we're going to do this, the whole O-line. So I was with it from the very jump, and that was something I was probably going to take a similar route either way. So Yeah, I'm very happy we did something like that.
And did that feel like, oh yeah, that fits? This is for me.
100%. Yeah, and they the Medal of Honor recipients, they were actually at our practice one day, and we got to meet them afterwards. So that was a huge thing for me. That was really cool. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to be learned from the example that Terence Steele sets and the example that the people in his life have set for him that he's carried forward.
Mm-hmm.
So we will take a break, and when we come back, if we have anybody in the audience here at Cane Rosso who would like to ask Terence Steele a question, all you have to do is hold your hand up. Joe Trahan has got the microphone. He'll be coming out to you. Terence Steele is our guest on the Cowboys Hour. We will have one next week across the little street. It's bigger than an alley and less than a boulevard, right over there at City Works. But tonight we're at Cane Rosso with Terence Steele, and we'll be right back.
Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Back at Cane Rosso with tackle Terence Steele here on Victory Monday. That's fine. I'll give you guys a B for that one. The last one was better. Cowboys Hour is brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, the official pizza of the Dallas Cowboys. I think we're going to take some questions. But real quick, because we were just talking about the gritty, what did you think of Mike McCarthy's dance moves yesterday? Because he explained to us in the press conference that he said it was just a little bit of a tease, and it was a combination between like a break dance and a gritty. There's no way that was a gritty.
There was also no way it was a break dance. So
it's just him excited at the moment, just whatever his body was feeling at that moment. Is just him probably doing it. So I thought it was pretty funny though.
Have you ever seen him act that way? Because
No,
we never
I've
get
never
that.
seen that.
We get a couple of jokes here and there, but I was blown away. That was incredible content.
That was funny. Yeah, I love that.
Love it.
What's the loosest you've ever seen him?
Probably that, to be honest. In person, though, I don't know. It's hard to put an exact. Probably the Vikings, to be honest. When I see
This
him
year?
the loosest, yeah.
And what did he do?
I don't know. Not much.
He didn't dance, clearly. It would have been remembered.
But you could tell he was happy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
definitely happy.
Are you ready? Because I have a feeling you may not be quite the same after these first couple of questioners grill you. Okay, Joe, let's go right over here first.
Good evening, Terrence. My name's Rambo.
Nice to meet you, Rambo.
Thank you. So you guys are playing San Francisco, obviously, this coming Sunday. They're going into the playoffs red hot. Mm-hmm. Every overheated motor needs to cool down. Do you think they're going to cool down this Sunday?
Do I think the 49ers are going to cool down this Sunday? 100%. Yes, sir.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, there
I
was
didn't
no
know where he
hesitation.
was going there with the overheated
I
motor.
didn't either,
That's a
but
good
there was
question.
no hesitation. No hesitation. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, this could be trouble.
You already know this, Terrence, but you're one of my favorite players. What would you do if you weren't a football player?
Ooh, that's a
Terrence,
great
who
question.
is this grilling junior journalist over here?
That's Boston. That's my agent's son. Yes, sir. But no, that's a good question, Boston. To be honest, I probably would have followed my stepdad and enlisted in the military. So, yeah.
Interesting. Can we ask Boston a question? First of all, why is Boston wearing a Bengals
Yeah, what
Joe
up with
Burrow
that, Boston?
He's likes Joe Burrow. I don't know.
jersey? Okay, shouldn't he be wearing a 78 Cowboys jersey?
He's got it. He wants to rock Burrow today.
Okay, and what is that? What is that that's happening on top of your head, Boston?
That's the new look. You don't know about it?
I don't, but you know,
we
look
love
at my
a good
age.
bun, Boston.
Look at
We
my
love a
age.
good bun.
What would I know about that? You look like Bam Bam from the Flintstones, right?
I love it.
Okay,
love it,
Dad
Boston.
agrees. Dad agrees. Okay. Oh, can you see around this console here?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah, come on up here so Terrence can see you.
Look at all the hairstyles today.
I'm loving these.
Obsessed with the
Good.
pony.
Now we go.
Who is your best player?
Ooh.
My best player. I'll stick with the Cowboys. I'm gonna stick offense. I'm gonna say Zach Martin.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Good
now,
answer.
did you? I wonder if she also meant your favorite player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the
So if it wasn't on the
Okay.
Cowboys, who would your favorite player be?
favorite player. I'm not gonna go football. I'm gonna go just sports in general. I'm gonna
Good.
go with Tim Duncan.
Tim
Ooh.
Duncan.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's a classy guy.
San Antonio
Yep.
connection there.
Yep.
Were you had you moved to the San Antonio area by the time when Robinson was playing?
No. No, sir.
Okay.
No, but I was when TP, Tony, and Manu, the big three. Yep.
Big
Yes.
three.
That's what I grew up on.
Okay. How about, you're not exactly short.
Yeah.
Were you a basketball player?
Yeah, I wasn't the best though. Definitely football was my go-to.
I mean, you had to be pretty good cleaning the glass now.
Yeah, I can get some rebounds, but I just wanted to stay outside the arc and shoot threes all the time. So
Of course you did. Because every big guy is a three-point shooter.
yes, sir.
Hey, Terrence, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Are you lobbying the coaches more for pass plays with your touchdown pass? I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Was your heart skipping a few beats when you were that wide open?
Man, so that's every lineman's dream, right? Been my dream since I ever started playing football. Just to score, especially in the NFL, it's just a dream come true. But yeah, most definitely. I'm always in coach's ear to get me more. I always want more.
Now, refresh everyone's memory. What game was that?
That
last
was
year?
the Commanders
Okay.
at home. Yes, sir.
And wasn't that supposed to be Connor McGovern's play at first?
I don't think so. No, 'cause
Look at the look.
He said it's mine.
that
No,
was
it's
mine.
mine.
Yep.
That was all mine.
Sir.
And
True.
very sure-handed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely.
This is your moment. You couldn't fumble
Couldn't drop
it.
it. Couldn't drop it. No.
Okay.
I only get one chance, so I'm gonna make the most of it.
So far, there's only one
Yes,
chance.
sir.
Okay.
Hello, Terrence. Larry from McKinney. It's a two-part question here.
Okay.
First part is, did Vander Esch ever get a trade with Tom Brady on the jersey? And second part would be,
Smart. Forgot about
as far as the team goes, who is musically inclined to pep the team and sing and get everybody going?
Okay.
This is interesting.
Those
Yeah.
are two
Good
good questions.
questions.
The
Very
first
good.
one, I don't have the answer for you. I have no idea about that one. That would be pretty cool if he did, though. The second one, I'd have to go with Isaac Alarcón. Yeah, he's pretty musically inclined. He can play the guitar. He can sing mariachi. So it's pretty cool to see him. Yeah.
Does he break out the guitar on Thursdays ever?
We actually did have an O-line dinner. He did break out the guitar, and he had a mariachi band come in, and he was singing too along with it. So yeah, it was pretty cool experience.
This is outstanding.
Yeah.
Joe Trahan, do we know if Leighton Vander Esch tried to do a jersey? No.
They
Joe.
did have a nice embrace after the game.
Micah tried, and Micah got Heisman.
Well, I can imagine.
Okay.
He didn't want to give
but
it to Micah.
they did have a nice meeting.
They
the two
did.
of
They
them?
had a nice little hug before Tom went in and was talking to Dak. It was very brief, though. I think he wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, no, I think that was clear. Yeah. Was it just last week that Leighton was on? Was it only last week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yes, and Rambo brought a big giant-sized Leighton Vander Esch head in there.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't bring a Terrence
Thank
head
you.
today.
Just
If we're
exactly
being
where I
real.
was
Oh,
going.
good.
No giant Terence Steele head. Okay, so let's wind the clock ahead just a little bit. Hopefully the season is going to last 3-4 more weeks. One way or the other, you are in your rehab program. So what lies ahead in the next 2 months?
2 months. Really just, walking on my own without a crutch. Just keeping the activation in my quads, going, just, building muscle. Really just trying to progress as much as I can without, pushing it too hard. So
I said 2 months because it's usually in mid to late March that the off-season program starts, the conditioning program, right? You can get in the weight room.
Yeah.
So how close will you be to that? When will you be able to get in there?
I'm already in the weight room now. Nothing lower body wise, obviously, just upper body. I don't know the exact timeline, but I know I'm not too far off from anything lower body in the weight room. Probably around that time is pretty accurate, but I don't have an exact timeline. So
I wanted to ask you real quick because we were talking about it earlier. What stood out to you the most about the offensive line in Monday's game? Was there, something that you keyed in on that you were like, wow, that was really impressive? Or maybe just in this stretch since you've been out, what have you seen?
Yeah, there was a play I remember. Me and Zach were talking about it earlier today. It was on the goal line. It was like a what do we call it? It's like a power to Tyler Smith's side. He was blocking down, and he was working up to the backer, and he kind of just threw him to the ground. So I was like, okay.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Was it Devin White?
Yes.
I
sir.
saw that play on
Yeah.
replay. That's like
That's the kind of stuff I like to see right there.
that's
So,
like a high number one pick.
Yeah.
He's one of the best linebackers in the business, and Tyler Smith put him on the ground
Yep.
on the second level.
Yep. Yeah, that's the stuff you love to see right there. So yeah, that was a good moment for me last night.
All right, so when everyone's healthy and in the flow and the continuity's going, who's got a nastier streak, you or Tyler Smith?
I'm gonna go with myself, but Tyler definitely has a nasty streak too. So that's something I love to see over there on the left side. So yeah.
And how about the bonding between the two? He had so much thrown at him when he came in. Left side, right side guard, tackle.
Yep.
But now I think people are looking and seeing the two of you as the bookend tackles here for a long time.
Yeah. Me and him got lockers right next to each other in the locker room. So, just from the very first day he came in, I told him whatever you need, don't be afraid to ask me. Whatever I see from you, I'll just tell you. Like, if I see something that needs to be corrected, I'll let him know, and I'm not afraid to speak up or whatever. So, and then Tyler, he's just a hard-working guy. So, he came in under fire, kind of like I was my first season, and he handled it very maturely. Worked his butt off, and he's doing pretty good now. So
Does it feel funny to be now offering tips to the young guys since you've been here like for about 10 minutes?
Yeah, it has been a little weird, but I'm never afraid to spread knowledge to whoever needs it.
So you said earlier, I don't know if we were on the air or off the air, but you are not just confident, you're planning on being back for training camp.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Before that, will you be in OTAs, do you think? Or is that pushing it a little?
That's up to the trainers to decide. If it was up to me, I would want to be, yes, but that's up to them. But, yeah, I'll be ready for the season for sure.
Have you had to do anything with Britt Brown on the cords in the last couple of years?
No.
He said
I've
not
never.
yet.
I've heard it said that you'd rather play the hardest game of your life than work with Britt Brown.
Yeah, I've also heard that as well.
I can see it.
No, my time's coming though. I haven't been on the courts with him, but it's coming.
Your time is here. Tyler Smith. Listen, I'm thinking about Tyler Smith.
Terence Steele.
Terence Steele. Tyler Smith, Terence Steele.
We'll clap for Tyler, too.
I'm really tired. I was on the airplane. Terrence, thank you. Haley, thank you. Thanks to all of you. We'll see you next Monday across the street.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!